traditionally Battlefield and Planetside have quite some similarities. The big difference of course is that Planetside brings the scale to the extreme. The latest installment of Battlefield, Battlefield 5, has not been well received by the public. What I want to know now is, did the release of the Battle Royale mode, aka Firestorm, fix this issue for Battlefield? And what can Planetside Arena learn from this? Let's find out. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am Faber1 and today we're going to talk about Firestorm. This is the Battle Royale mode of Battlefield 5 and has been added to the game in an update in March. There already have been a few hotfixes and I don't think that gameplay wise they will change much anymore, so it's time to come to a conclusion. Before we start though, I want to mention that my copy of Battlefield 5 is very unstable or feels very unstable. Every 1, 2, sometimes 3 matches I get a crash during the game. If you have lost connection to the game session, there is no way to come back anymore. And to top that off, all the loot you have gathered just disappears. So your friends and teammates can't use your stuff. To me personally, it's very frustrating. You just got 6 kills, you have a decent position to win, and then you crash, and there's no possibility to come back. Probably I have been spoiled with the respawn system in PUBG, but I'm not the only one having issues. Anyway, I gave up trying to fix it, and I will just pull my hair out a few more times. For this video, I assume the game works like it's supposed to work, and I just try to focus on the gameplay mechanics. In the background though, you will see some Firestorm footage as well. Unfortunately for Planetside Arena, we haven't heard a single thing since the delay, so I can't share like new footage, and I think it's a waste of time to show the exact same footage again and again and again. But if you want to stay up to date with the latest Planetside Arena news as well as just Planetside news in general, please consider pressing that big red subscribe button down below and become part of the Gentleman's Club by pressing that little bell next to the subscribe button. But okay, back to Firestorm. The first thing you see when you start a game of Firestorm is this beautiful hangar, the waiting lobby. Over there you can find multiple different weapons, and I think that's a good way to warm up a bit for the game. Here I want to make a comparison between Firestorm and the beta stage of Planetside Arena. In the waiting lobby of Planetside Arena, the Bastion fleet carrier, you have simply nothing to do over there. What I noticed myself during the playtest we done for Planetside Arena is that a lot of players just started stacking up like little pyramids in the waiting lobby. Also, out of boredom, people start to look for ways to escape the Bastion fleet carrier. What was the best way to glitch out to get into the never-ending space? I said this before and I hate to repeat myself, but I would love to see a team deathmatch or a free-for-all mode while you're waiting over there in the Bastion fleet carrier. Or what you at least should do is give us some guns to play with in the beginning. The Amaratsu knife is not fun enough. But okay, let's continue with Firestorm. In the last final seconds of the countdown, a big alarm goes off in the hangar. You see red flashing lights everywhere and you know you're about to start a big fight. That was actually kind of funny because that was not the first time I saw that. In Planetside Arena, and I will show right now an old trailer, they do the exact same thing. It's quite a big coincidence, but it does not really change gameplay, does it? But there is more. Different than with other Battle Royales, Firestorm just starts with a small portion of the map. To go back to Planetside Arena, I don't think that should be necessary over there. Firestorm only starts with 64 players, that's not a lot. So they change the size of the map accordingly to the amount of players. Planetside Arena will in general have more players. The last test we have seen was with a maximum of 300 players at the same time. That's almost 6 times the amount of players in Battlefield 5, which is crazy of course. But let's go on with the journey of Firestorm. First and foremost, you pick a location to land. Again, different than what we see in Planetside Arena, the whole team can set markers to land at. What we saw in the Planetside Arena beta is that only the squad leader could set like a marker where to land. I think this was by far the worst implementation of a marker system I have seen in any BR game. I get where it's coming from, it's from a normal Planetside 2 squad system where you have only one squad leader, but that doesn't really fit in like a BR environment. If you're able to get like a full squad maybe on Discord or TeamSpeak, okay, maybe a squad leader system could work. But what if you're playing with a full random squad? Not everyone guaranteed uses a microphone in a Battle Royale game. And in my humble opinion, then the marker system is one of the most important ways to communicate. What I would like to see is that everyone in the squad is equal to each other and we all can place our markers. If you really want to have that one squad leader, then go ahead with like a jump master system like in Apex Legends, but give everyone the opportunity to mark. And while we're talking about marking and, communicating with your squad mates, what about spotting? Battlefield 5 uses a very nice and easy to understand system. It is not as extensive as, for example, the spotting system in Apex Legends, but it is very simple and everyone understands it, and it's very quick as well. I almost can't remember anymore, but Planetside Arena uses a simplified version, I think, of the Planetside 2 spotting system. I actually think it's not even that bad. However, I would like to see also a similar visual spotting system for things that are not enemies or vehicles. And while we're on the topic of things that are not vehicles nor enemies, let's talk about weapons. Firestorm uses a very similar system as to how Planetside Arena did it actually. In Firestorm you got 3 different color codes. You've got green, you got blue, and you got purple. If you pick up a green gun, you have a very basic gun, only iron sight, no attachments. With a blue gun, you get at least a little red dot sight or a small scope. And finally, you can get the purple gun or the legendary gun, whatever, and that's the god tier mode. And you get a weapon fully equipped with all kinds of attachments. It's a fun and easy way to get different levels of guns. I really think that Planetside Arena should stick to this system. The only thing, and they changed this after the first playtest, what they had their own simple green level weapons, and that one only started with an iron sight. I don't know why, but they chose to revert that system and give all the weapons at least a red dot sight. These are just my 2 cents, but I really like the system where you have a real bare bone basic gun with a green one. I would really like if they would go back to the first system, so I can torture myself a bit more by playing with iron sights. While we're talking about weapons though, let's not forget utilities. Firestorm has this big V1 rocket. It's a big badaboom with a big blowback for all the people that are close to the impact. Again, I've got the feeling some of the developers are Planetside fans because, well, we got basically the same effect with the orbital strike nade. Well, at least I think both are very cool utilities, so let's keep it like that. Firestorm does one thing very unique though, and I've no other Battle Royale seen doing this before. And it's a very typical Battlefield thing. It is conquest in Battle Royale. During the match there are 3 flags, A, B and C. The moment you get closer to the flag, the timer starts to tick and you start to capture the flag. When the flag is yours, you get a bunch of high tier level weapons. But there will be no reward without a risk. Everyone on the map sees all the different objective points, the different flags. The moment you start to capture a flag, everyone will know. You completely give away your positioning. And not only that, you also become a target from all the people that are nearby. I think it's a really fun addition because often in a Battle Royale game, you've got a very boring mid game. But this system gives you like objectives to work toward in a game. I find the mid game in Battlefield Firestorm one of the most enjoyable Battle Royale experiences I've seen so far. And would it be so strange to also implement this in Planetside Arena? I mean, base captures has always been a part of Planetside, right? Let's bring that back to Planetside Arena. Let's bring it back to Battle Royale. And let's try to have a more fun mid game. I really think that would help Planetside Arena in the future. One more thing, and I think it's also will be very applicable to Planetside Arena, and those are the vehicle bunkers. What happened in the beta in Planetside Arena was that you could everywhere find vehicles, find those harassers. Next to the Tempest or the Flash, the harasser was the only vehicle in the game. But what if you could go to, like, for example, a former tech plant and find like this Prowler or Mech Rider variant of a tank? Don't make them too powerful or distribute more decimators on the map, but I think it would be a cool way to also implement more vehicles in the Battle Royale experience. Having said that though, I think Firestorm also makes a lot of mistakes, and we need to learn from that as well directly, because those mistakes are deadly for a game like Planetside Arena. First and foremost, the looting system is horrible. There's not like a loot box you can get when somebody dies, but what happens is, if somebody dies, conveniently, there's like this bloodbath of, ammunition, weapons, utilities, fucking everything is on the ground and you don't know what's happening. You see everything but you can't pick up a thing because you need to be right at the right weapon, otherwise you'll pick up the wrong weapon. And I don't want to say this, but we had the exact same problem in Planetside Arena. Literally, loot is the most freaking important thing in a Battle Royale game, and you screw that up. So, DayBreak Games, listen to me right now. Don't screw up again and copy the system from Battlefield 5 with Firestorm. Go with a simple and easy box, and preferably a tab menu like in PUBG. Thanks DayBreak. I've got one final thing that Planetside Arena should not copy from Battlefield 5. Firestorm has one main issue, and that is that Firestorm is an update to the existing game. Firestorm is by far the most beautiful Battle Royale game in existence right now. The way how the fire destroys houses, how tanks just obliterate all the things, is just simply amazing. The Frostbite engine is probably one of the best I have ever seen. However, nobody's playing it. If Firestorm was there at launch, like for example Black Hat was for Black Ops 4, I think it would have been a lot more popular. So what should be the takeaway for DayBreak Games on this one? Beforehand at the reveal, they promised to give updates after the launch, and that's fine. You should do updates, that's okay. However, make sure that your main game modes are finished at the time of launch. People often give a game one shot, and updates in the future don't really count anymore. Luckily, the release of Planetside Arena has been delayed, so they have some more time to work on the game. That was the one and only good decision over there. Will Planetside Arena be a good game? I can't tell you yet. Have I lost my hype for the game yet? Not at all. I really had fun while playing the game, but the game will do or die depending on the amount of players. I'm optimistic though. But that's me, that's my opinion. Of course, if you think differently, let me know in the comments down below. And then like always, I'm Firestorm, and I will see you soon with some more content.